Thanks so much, Creep. Thank you, Bones. Thank you, Myriad, for being here once more to play games with us over here at Folk&Myth. My friends, let us do a little very quick recap of what happened last week when you have started the process of trying to find where Nora might be and hopefully try to rescue her. You've discovered that she is quite likely being held by Aegis Corporation, the former employer of Teddy. Meanwhile, Helena has had some frank discussions with her boyfriend, Hayden, the Tremere, who has now become the sheriff of the city, and is trying to get Helena to get Teddy to sacrifice the Anarchs in his own particular, in his own private bid to unseat the Tremere Regent, Charlotte Rojas, and he has promised in exchange to well, he hasn't, the offer has been made to Teddy, I think, but the offer has basically been made that he will help Teddy get rid of the dark stains of diablerie in her soul. Thank you so much, Kurt. Everyone gets a night move, thanks to Kurt. And for eating her sire, Carter Kurt, actually. And meanwhile, Cassie has been palling around with Vorena, the Zimshi, after they both basically, I guess, saved the city. No one really knows exactly what happened, but the two of you, the strangest buddy movie ever, Cassie and Vorena, sort of succeeded in saving the city from the unnamed one, at least for now. At least until Bleak gets an idea for a follow-up to that storyline. I'm not saying that that's going to happen tonight. Teddy has also been contacted by a former Miri. You get a hail from the OK's GM. Oh, everyone's getting one, I guess, for Bones also. And so another night move for each of you, and I'm guessing there's going to be a third one coming. Teddy has been contacted by a former flame or friend, driver, associate of hers, Owen, who works for Aegis, who has informed Teddy that Aegis is about to move in on the vampires, and not just in Chicago, but apparently at least across America. They have funding and backing from the government. They have uncovered a lot of information about kindred and werewolves and all those things. And apparently they are about to come hunting very soon. So Teddy is trying to find Nora before all of that happens. As we left off last week, Cassie, you and Vorena were... Oh, actually, before we get to that, excuse me, please. Just hold on to your Nora for 1 second. I do have a little bit of a, as usual, little entry narration to give. I was almost forgetting my own narration. Yep, so for tonight we have I'm sorry. Tonight we have a little poem called Lilith by Janet McCon. Unmated forever, I find peace among the other outcasts, birds and beasts and then thorn garden. Exiled to this no man's land, I claim it as home. Let Eve have Adam, who would want him. Soft, pale lady with curves and eyelashes, voice of silver, tapering white fingers, let me tell you, my voice is brass. You hear it across the swamp, I frighten even the timber wolves away. No man's land, I posted the sign over the briar-ridden gate, every dark thing coupled but me. But I am their ruler, queen of nowhere. The men wrote me out of their book, translated my name as Screech Owl. I throw back my black hair, laugh across the marsh. I seek my image in the brackish pond. Bye, Helena. Cadmus clears his throat, an affectation from when he was still mortal and a professor at Oxford. He's still a professor, but he's no longer mortal. A Malkavian named Henri d'Auvergne saw to that. Yet here he is, prepared to give a lecture, only this time his audience is vampires. He begins. The cycle of Lilith is a scripture held by Canaanite scholars to be told from the perspective of Lilith, First described by Aristotle de Laurens, a text he was once briefly able to view, the notion that this is what he saw is questioned still by others who may consider the cycle to be a thing of legend whose ur-text was never actually been seen. Indeed, if the cycle were ever a real work and not merely a hallucination suffered by the Malkavian, here the crowd chuckles as he gives a knowing smile, or just a Bahari fragment he had stumbled upon, then the reasons for its overall loss would ostensibly be many. However, as a general principle, the Bahari have always eschewed the idea of a strictly sanctioned scripture for their faith, unlike how mainline Cainites might regard the Book of Nod. The closest approximation to a complete cycle is Revelations of the Dark Mother, a collection of Bahari songs, mostly collected orally, fashioned into a cycle by the modern Baham Rachel Dolium. This work was meant not only as a telling of the story of Lilith from her own perspective, but a symbolic allegory of the destruction of matriarchal societies. The Revelations of the Dark Mother compile various accounts of Lilith, the titular Dark Mother, and of her Bahari cults. Even the Book of Nod speaks of her but little. She is Lilith, the Dark Queen, the harlot of the damned. It was she, some whisper, who taught Cain his shadowed gifts. And it is she, the legend continues, who will rise to herald the final nights, the great Gehenna. Heresy, someone yells from the crowd, but they are soon shouted down. Yes, thinks Cadmus, heresy. His eyes stray to the woman sitting alone in the balcony seat, shrouded in darkness but for 4 black candles lit at her side. After a moment, as the furor dies down in the audience, he nods. The woman extinguishes the 4 candles with a wave of her hand and disappears in darkness. Heresy, all right, Cadmus thinks. Then he clears his throat again, and with order restored in the audience, for now, he continues his lecture. As we were saying, Cassie, you come out of your apartment with Verena, intending to head off to take a little walk. Was it in a cemetery or
morgue?
A morgue, yes, because morgue is always a nice place for a couple of vampires to go take a little walk.
We weren't going to do anything weird.
No, of course not.
No.
You're not like
Just gonna look.
Giovanni or anything weird like that. But as you were stepping out of your apartment, you saw a BMW that you know well pulling up to the curb near where you are. As you watched Hayden step out of the vehicle, Helena's boyfriend, raison d'etre, who knows? You hear Verena whisper to you, "Oh no, he's dangerous." And when you look, she has disappeared, slipped off into the dark. You are well versed enough in the arts of obfuscate yourself to know that that is probably what she has done. She may not be very far, but at least for now, you don't see her. Hayden steps out of the BMW and steps up to you. For a moment, he looks off in the direction that Verena left. A small smile plays on his lips. Then he turns back to you. Hi, Cassie. Sorry to disturb you. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, but the Regent said that you had contacted her something about questions or perhaps some concerns you have about Helena.
I think Cassie's gonna kind of stare at him in like that wide, unblinking stare she has. Yeah, I was waiting for Nicola to get back to me about that.
Yeah, Nicola contacted Charlotte, who contacted me, and he pulls his phone and he opens it and he shows you there's a text from, it just says the boss, and underneath it says, "Go talk to Cassie, Helena's friend, the Malkavian. She has some concerns about her friend." Something to that effect. What that to you?
Are you here to bring me to Miss Rojas, or
No, not at
are
all.
you
I'm here to
on her
talk to you.
path?
No, I'm just here to talk to you. If you have concerns, if you have worries, Charlotte would like for me to do what I can to assuage your worries. Can we? I know you're good friends with Helena. Can we talk frankly for a little bit here, just between the two of us? We don't need to go anywhere. He steps back. It's like, I'm really here for you, to help you.
Okay. Yeah. The middle of a street is as good a place for this conversation as any, I'm sure.
If we see passerbys, we'll talk in code or something. I think the Regent has imparted to you some of her worries about Helena.
Yeah, because of her bloodline.
Can I entrust you with a secret, Cassie?
As long as I don't have to trade.
No, just no trade. I was tasked by the Regent to approach Helena and to get as close to her as I could in order to keep an eye on her. The followers of Set have more than once in history overseen the very degradation and total corruption of cities throughout the globe. They're not perhaps as dangerous or as bad as the Sabbat, but they're insidious and they are a constant threat. I was tasked by the Regent to keep an eye on Helena and her sire, Bahari. Mainly Bahari at first was the one we were very worried about because of her connection with the Sabbat. But as time went on, it became clear that Helena was perhaps more dangerous, at least more ambitious than Bahari was, and this has proven to be true. I've come from the Regent, Cassie, to tell you that it's probably best if you stay as far away from Helena as possible. In the time that I've gotten to know Helena in these past few months, I've seen a terrible spiral downward into further darkness, further corruption. I'm afraid that person you know as your friend is long gone, disappeared, and this spiral of serpent's coils.
So you're just going to write her off? You're not even going to try? She loves you, you know. She would, if you talk to her about it, she would listen to you of all people.
I've tried, Cassie. I've tried. But whatever is in her blood that drives her, the amount of effort and care and dedication she put into plotting the death of her sire was something to behold. It was something that I had not seen outside of some of the eldest of our kind, who can sometimes spend decades, hundreds of years plotting revenge. My task is not to stop or destroy or hurt Helena in any ways. It's simply to keep tabs and make sure that her corruption doesn't spread further than what is manageable. You can't stamp out the followers of Set. We're just trying to keep a handle on it.
So Teddy and I are just supposed to what? Step away from her and watch the descent into...
Ultimately, Cassie, the region wants me to give you a warning of the danger remaining close to Helena, but what you do with that warning is entirely up to you again. Our job is not to stop Helena we're mainly here to curtail the activities somewhat and to
Do you know
warn.
what she's doing? Do you know about the cult?
I think calling it a cult at this point is underselling it somewhat. She has influence that has spread throughout the city, beyond the borders of the city even.
It doesn't seem like you guys are trying to curtail anything. It seems that you're just passively watching it unfold and seeing what happens.
As long as her activities are contained within certain segments of mortal society, they're not so much our concern.
And what happens? You guys are so concerned about maintaining the masquerade. What happens if she slips up? What happens if she gives it away? What do you do then?
As of 2 nights ago, I've been given the duties and responsibilities of Sheriffhood, Chicago. If Helena breaks the masquerade in a way that cannot be rectified, cannot be contained, then I will be forced to do my job.
And you wouldn't even do her the courtesy of warning her?
I probably would at this point, yes. It's difficult, of course, when affairs of the heart come mixed with one's duty, but I am, after all, a Tremere. Duty and obedience to the hierarchy is as bred deep in my blood and my bones as corruption and deceit is in Helena. I could no more try to disobey the orders of my chantry and of the prince than Helena could resist temptation to show corruption and despoil what is innocent and pure. I'm sorry.
I would like to use something at this point.
Yeah, go for it. What would you
I would like
use?
to use Eyes of Chaos on Hayden.
Eyes of Chaos.
It allows me to discern the most well-hidden psychoses or gain insight into a person's true self.
Is that documentation? It is.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make the roll. So it's going to be a perception plus occult. I'm going to tell you that it's going to be difficult.
Okay.
You're going to be looking for 9s.
Okay. I'm going to use preemptively 3 night moves.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 3. 3, so yeah, 6 successes then.
Okay, any ones?
No.
You find it incredibly difficult to see anything at first. You realize that he is probably a much powerful generation than you are.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, but he is trained in the art of protecting himself. He is a Tremere. Let me just see what you would gain.
I basically am able to determine the person's true nature.
Yeah.
Among other things, whatever you see fit to share.
So I will tell you that his true nature is fanatic. The cause is all that matters. He is entirely devoted to the cause. I will also say that this is what you see, and I will tell you what you see and I will let you to decipher it. However, if you're feeling really stumped, I will let you do a roll to see what you can kind of draw from it, okay?
Okay.
So what you see is the equivalent to a very complex weaving pattern. You see different energies, different strands of thought, of energies, of passion, of notions of, you know, it's like his entire being is consistently hard at work weaving these really intricate patterns. You know, inside his head, inside his heart, like there's just like a ton of stuff going on in there consistently, and you're seeing things kind of weave and unweave and reweave in different ways. And if you feel that you're not really sure where that's going, let me know.
I think I am, but I would like to roll just to make sure I'm on the same page.
So I will tell you to make me. You'll give me a wits, and you'll give me a wits and empathy.
Okay. What am I looking for?
You're going to be looking for 7s.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 6 successes, 1, but 3 crits. So 2 crits if the 1 cancels out one of the crits.
So what you're seeing is, and I think you probably got what it was supposed to be, but it is layers upon layers of complex plans that are constantly being reevaluated, remodeled, reshifted, rewoven. It's a very complex kind of plots, and you know, he's just like a computer that's constantly updating everything from, you know, the moves. And I will say something else, because you got a really good roll and you have a oracular ability. As you stare at him and as you kind of take all this in and as you try to kind of make sense of all that, you suddenly see all these weaves, all these patterns, all these lines. Holy moly, Bradley, someone's gonna have to do some math, as Bradley has just dropped 5,000 bits.
Crazy.
That's someone do the math. How many? 500. That's like 10
each.
Yeah, but let's not do 10
Why not?
No, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you convert those right away into a discipline point. You can take any discipline point you want up to a discipline up to level 3, and by level 4 also. But with Bradley's bomb, I'll let you guys figure out. You can do it now, you can do it later, it's fine, but you can take you can put a discipline point up to a discipline level of 3.
Cool. Thank you, Bradley.
Thank you very much, Bradley. So don't add the 9 moves, then just take the discipline, because otherwise it's just gonna have 9 moves till the cows come home. You see all these weaves, all these patterns, all these lines. Suddenly they start to transform and shift. They start to become serpents. All different sizes, different types of serpents, all kind of woven together in this kind of carefully woven chain, this kind of carefully woven lattice. Starts to become just this big ball of writhing scales and sinewy bodies and snakes. And suddenly you see him reach in and grab one and pull it out, and you see a dark black scaled cobra, very similar to
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh. He pulls it out, and as he pulls it out, he looks up at it, and it slowly starts to transform into smoke, and it wraps around his arms, and it becomes this tattoo on his skin. You blink your eyes. You see that he is kind of moved, almost kind of to touch it, but he sees that you're back. He's like, "Are you okay? I thought you were going to fall down."
No, sometimes I just go away for a bit. Sorry. I appreciate the warning. Perhaps you should heed your own advice, and if you're that concerned with Helena, stay away.
I have a job to do.
And what do you strive for, Hayden?
I strive to serve.
Which one?
Mine.
Okay. I think at this point, Cassie just turns and starts walking away, thinking that this conversation is over.
He doesn't say anything else. After a few moments, you hear him walk back. You hear the door to his car open and close. Eventually, he drives off.
I'm going to take out my phone, and I'm going to text Teddy.
What do you text?
Don't trust Hayden.
Teddy's like way ahead of you, but Teddy, you are arriving at the garage, the bar where the Anarchs hang out in Bricktown. It's kind of quiet. You usually when you come here, there's music, or there's like a bit of partying going on, whatnot. But right now, it's kind of quiet. There's not much going on. There's light. You can see a few motorcycles parked outside. You can see a couple of people hanging out. So there's people here. But it's definitely kind of a subdued evening. Whatever partying was going on earlier kind of faded away. You approach, your phone beeps. You look, it's the text from Cassie.
I think she texts Cassie back and says, "Are you safe?"
Cassie's going to text back. I think so. I think it was just a warning.
She responds with, "I'll get back to you soon." And then closes her phone and tucks it away into her pocket.
Cassie gives you the 07 since she can't do the salute emoji.
Thanks, Bradley. I think that's the first time we get a level 4 hype train, and that was all you, buddy. That was all you. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you. I'll send Miko over to give you a shoulder up. Which is a good deal. You put your phone back in your pocket. You get back to the back alley as you usually do, climb up. When you get to the second floor where you usually come in, the doors open. You see a couple of the Anarchs. They're younger vampires that are maybe a couple of years old that you don't really know that well. They kind of just side eye you and don't say anything. A couple of people are playing pool. Kind of this dimly lit, smoky little area. It's got that feel of the after party. The party's done, everyone's gone home, and Ride On by AC/DC is playing on the jukebox somewhere really low, and there's just a couple of people kind of hanging out, and they're kind of buzzed out, and this is where people are having really deep philosophical discussions about things. Man, I mean, I think that the problem with Marx is that he developed a very interesting system, but the problem.
She's annoyed already walking into this room. I would like to add that not only does she put her phone in her pocket, but she's so paranoid at this point. Before she puts her phone in her pocket, she turns it completely off.
When you go to turn it off, you turn it off, and then it stays on for a while, and you see that there's some process going on for a little while longer, maybe 5 seconds, and then it stops, and then your phone shuts down.
Interesting. I don't like that. Is there, so is this the kind of place where there's burn barrels around?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, she like watches this happen on her phone, and she goes to put it in her pocket, and I think she looks up and sees a burn barrel and was like, fuck this piece of trash, and just throws it into the burn barrel. And she's gonna pass on in, and she wants to talk to Lee, but right now she's looking for Deacon.
You go around and you see him pretty quickly. He's you remember he was with a woman named Hyacinth, and the two of them are sitting. There's an area that's like all these seats from minivans that have been pulled out of minivans and have been laid out kind of around, like to be used as couches kind of thing, in a room. And
it's a real classy joint is what you're telling me.
Totally. And
yeah.
He's sitting on one of them, and they're looking at a map of Chicago, and like he's pointing out some stuff and talking to Hyacinth when you come in.
Is there anyone else aside from them sitting there?
There's a couple of people that are like kind of in the same room per se, but there's like they seem to be engaged in their own conversation.
I think her demeanor this time around is much different than what it's ever been when she comes here. She usually comes here, she kind of stands on the outskirts. She doesn't really approach people. It's more of like waiting to be approached kind of scenario. But she very brazenly walks up and just sits herself down across from the two of them.
Hyacinth looks over. Ooh, the prodigal son returns. How you doing, Teddy? Looking good tonight.
Thanks.
Hey, kiddo, what's up?
A lot, actually. You two got your phones on you? Carry cell phones?
I don't have one. Hyacinth is like, yeah, I've got, and she starts pulling them out. She's got like 4. I got a pager also. Okay. Looks at Deacon. Deacon's like, just turn them off. Shouldn't be caring for those fucking things anyways. Like, I got connections. I got people calling me. You want me to run this thing? I gotta fucking be able to reach people. And she starts turning off the phones. Looks at you, and then starts pulling the batteries out.
I just got out of a really interesting meeting, and I thought maybe this was the place to come talk about some things. I know, you're here, you're looking for a place in the city, but there's a lot going on right now. How much do you know about the Aegis Corp?
He looks at Hyacinth and he gives him kind of a little shrug, and he looks at you. We can't say we know too much. I've not really run into them a lot. They don't have a huge presence up in Canada yet. But I know that Hyacinth's been getting a lot of chatter about them. Seems that, and he looks over at her and she nods like, yeah, you can talk about it. He looks back, he goes, seems like her clan folk here in Chicago, I think they may have been compromised by this outfit. I don't know what they want or what they're up to, but they've compromised the Nosferatu information network.
Well, they certainly have.
Shit.
I have a direct line that's told me that they've broken into the system.
Mind if I ask what this direct line is?
I'd rather keep that to myself. We all have people to protect in this.
Of course. But you're pretty confident in this, of course?
1000%.
He looks over at Hyacinth. Hyacinth picks up all her cell phones and her pagers, goes to a burn barrel, drops them in.
It's for the better.
She comes back and says, I'm gonna go check up on this in person, I guess, because I don't have cell phones anymore. I'll get back with some information when I can. I think that's good.
Yeah, probably best to keep Aegis's name off any kind of telecommunications, internet, anything really. Everything should be said in person, at least. That's what I'd like to assume with that corp. I know we don't know much about each other, Deacon, but I've worked for these guys. I have kind of an insight on how they run a little bit, at least.
You work for them?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It's not what you think. It's probably a lot different than what you think.
I don't think anything. I don't know enough about you or about them to make any sort of decisions about. The only thing that's important is that you're here now talking to us, so do you know anything else? Is there anything else that we should be doing or aware of, or
Orin White, does that ring a bell?
just vaguely? He was part of the prominent people in Chicago that were mentioned to me before I came down here, but he's not one of us, right? He's
Right.
some big shot, high roller kind of guy.
You ever heard of the term awakened? Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, a bunch of different things. I mean, I guess there are, what's that line? There are more things in heaven and hell than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Like, I think that we know a lot and that we are kind of the king shits of the night, but I know for a fact and from experience that there are bigger and meaner things than us out there. And as he says that, he pulls his shirt on, you can see this huge scar of a claw rake all the way down his chest. So I'm guessing it means someone who knows shit that we don't want him to know.
Yeah, he's kind of heading things over at Aegis right now. Seems like they've got some big plans over there. Big plans, that means the end of us, as far as I've been told. I mean, I don't know really how much to believe, but I'm being told that they're talking to the president, the government. Insane shit, Deacon. This is way out of my league, even out of yours, but I've got a big problem. They took something from me, something I want back.
Okay, but hold on a second. Not that I'm all for running off, bitching at the authorities and then running over to them as soon as there's a problem, but are your elders aware of this? The prince, the Primogen, do they know what you just told me?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't really know who I can trust right now. And out of all the names floating around and all the people to pick from, for some reason in my head, your name was number one. So here I am, sitting on your doorstep, not on theirs. Oh, and another little fun piece of advice for you. Apparently Roja, she's got a problem with you. I got a tip that they might be coming to break up your little act around here. Though I don't really think much of that matters if Aegis is really doing what I'm being told they're trying to do.
Who the fuck is Rojas? The Tremere Primogen?
It's the prince, right?
No, the Rojas is the Tremere Primogen.
Okay, yeah.
And Regent.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck bug up her ass does she have? I've never fucking met her. I don't even know her from a fucking cockroach.
I don't know. It could all just be hot air. There's a lot of shit going around. Again, not quite sure who I can trust, but for some reason I put my eggs in your basket.
Well, look, Teddy, I'm just an old fucking biker who happens to like a little bit of revolution with his fucking coffee in the morning. I'm not 100% sure exactly what I can do to help you. Do you have anything concrete? Do you have an idea what I can do for you? Like, I'm assuming you're warning me, and it's good. We're gonna, get the heads together and kind of figure out how we want to react to this. But if you came all the way here to talk to me, I'm guessing there's something you want to ask.
I need to get to Orin White. And I know that sounds crazy and maybe like a suicide mission, but he has someone that's really, really important to me. Her name was Nora, the one who made me. You see, Aegis doesn't like me very much because I got away. And now they're coming back to fuck with me. And everybody. But I figure if I can get to Orin, I can figure out where she is, and maybe we can figure out a little bit more of what's going on right now. But that's a tall order, and I don't expect you to accept, but I just had to say it to somebody that I feel that maybe I can trust the slightest.
Have you talked to Lee?
No, I have to say something to him too. I assumed he would be here.
Yeah, I saw him around earlier. You know, he thinks the world of you, and he's the reason why I approached you in the first place. He said there was no one that he would trust more in this entire town than you, so that's why we came to you.
That's real nice of him. He's a good guy.
Look, I don't know to what extent I or we as a movement can help you with this. It seems to be a little bit out of our league, but I'm willing to take some soundings from some of the people in the movement here, see, you know, if anyone has any ideas or kind of gauge people's feelings. You realize I'm not the boss of anyone, right? Like, I'm just another fucking swinging dick down here, just, you know, doing my
Yeah,
bit.
but they listen to you.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how fast people stop listening when they think you're fucking talking out of your ass. Look, my advice is go and talk to Lee. See what he feels and thinks about this. I'm going to take some soundings, like I said, around here. Once you've talked to Lee, how about the two of you come back and the three of us can put our heads together and figure out what we can do. And just for the record, I know Nora. Nora's no longer really active, but there was a time when Nora was a big part of this movement, when the movement was very small, and well, I would consider it a personal reason for myself also to want to help Nora if Nora's in trouble.
Yeah, she's a good person.
You're a good kid. And see that you love a lot of people, and a lot of people seem to love you, so.
I'm just trying my hardest with what I got.
That's literally all any of us can do. I think Lee's over there if you want to go and talk to him, and then come back and see me after and figure out what we're going to do with it.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. I know I'm a stranger here, but thanks.
You know, Teddy, the idea behind the movement, I mean, I can sit here and quote fucking Cicero at you all night, but at the end of the day, the only thing that's gonna matter to anyone in this fucking room, whether or not when it comes time to step up to the fucking barricades, I'm at the front of the fucking pack, at least side by side with everybody else. So that's how this thing works. Otherwise it doesn't at all. So, you know, brothers and sisters, that's who.
All right. She's gonna stand up and go make her way towards Lee.
And as you do that, Helena, my dear Helena, who has been stewing there waiting for me to come.
No, it's okay.
What's Helena doing? The last we saw of Helena, you had just come out of a meeting with a Toreador called Safia, and you had tried to, you had played a gamble to try and take control of their escort services, and had been rebuffed, and had been forced to call Hayden in to sort it out for you. Poor Helena.
I know. Poor little Helena.
Poor little Helena. What's going on with Helena tonight? Where's she at? What's she doing on this?
Last we saw her, I think she was at the back of the club. I think she was gonna she had talked to Teddy wanting to meet up with her, but she said not tonight. So I think she's probably gonna perhaps head back home, stalk around a little bit, maybe send a text to Hayden, you up text, even though she just talked to him.
You'll get a text back from him almost right away, and you can tell it's he's driving because it's definitely voice to text. And he says, just had an interesting meeting with a friend of yours, or need to talk, heading to the shop.
He said we need to talk?
Yeah.
She'll text him back. Actually, no, she'll call him.
Phone rings. Are you alright?
Who did you talk to?
Cassie.
Why were you talking to Cassie?
Because she got on the horn to the regent, told her that she had concerns about you, so the regent called me and asked me to talk to her.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. What concerns?
I don't know, but I think she is probably going to come and snoop around a lot, so she's at least going to come and talk to you and try to, I guess, figure out whether or not she can trust you.
What'd you tell her?
I told her you couldn't be trusted to fucking save her
Okay.
life.
Fuck. All right, I'm going to the shop, and she just hangs up on him. That's like probably the first time
Yeah,
Helena has
he's
ever.
He's in. We just see him in his car going. You just fucking hang up on me?
I think that would probably be alarming to Hayden, knowing the nature that.
Yeah.
Of.
He drives faster.
Oh. Yeah, she starts marching away.
You make your way back to the store. When you walk in, Hayden's not there yet. When you walk in, you find Samir there. He's busy. Whatever Samir does when you're not there, he's busy putting stuff away in the shop, or going through the paperwork or something like that. And as you come in, he's like, "Mistress, you look aggrieved."
Bleak, can you tell me the exact process of making Samir my ghoul?
Well, you are in the process of doing that because he was Bahari's ghoul for a very long period. So now you have to basically just keep feeding him blood for a while until his system completely washes out of her blood, and yours becomes the only one that's in there doing business.
I think she walks past him to the back and would probably open up her palm into a cup. And it's just like a shitty styrofoam cup, and she sits it in front of him.
I thought feeding was only tomorrow. He takes it, drinks it.
I think she pours a little bit more.
He drinks it.
All right, she's
He
satisfied.
gets that little look of that he gets every time he drinks the blood.
She's satisfied by this and just kind of holds her palm closed for the moment, and she's gonna point a finger into his chest. Can I fucking trust you?
I would hope so.
I have a feeling, a sinking fucking feeling, that Cassie and Teddy are gonna be snooping around together. I know. I fucking know. They're probably fucking talking about me behind my fucking back.
Mistress, it was inevitable.
I thought I had a little bit more time. And she's still digging a finger into his chest.
He doesn't react to it at all. He just lets you do whatever you want to do. I would say that perhaps it might be good to speak to Hayden about this.
Hayden knows, I think. I think he knows. He fucking talked to Cassie, okay? And he warned me that Cassie's probably gonna be snipping around a little bit, and I can only fucking imagine that Teddy's gonna be doing the same fucking thing.
Mistress, you're of the blood of Set. The very blood in your veins is that of a god. It gives you the power to make reality what you wish it to be. Your tongue is his tongue. This is what you do. You convince them of what you want them to believe. You paint the picture that you want them to see. You color their world. This is what you do, mistress.
So I just let him come and look around?
There's nothing here that's
no
problematic. They know of your extracurricular activities to a certain degree. It's never bothered them before. You need to downplay it. You need to simply downplay the extent of all this, but you need to make them believe you.
You're so fucking right.
Thank you, mistress.
I think she gives him, with her bloodied palm, just a slap on the face. Like a gentle pat.
He sniffs at it, and you see that he fights back the temptation to reach out with his tongue, but, you know, he's got class.
I think she almost hesitates drawing her hand away. I think she almost wants to let him lap at her palm. Literally, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
He seems to understand, like...
Okay.
And he has too much respect for you to, you know, just reach out and touch you like that without being told to do so. If I may, there's another situation that has arisen while you were away. Perhaps not as dire as this one, but...
What's going on?
I'm sad to say that for the third time in a matter of a few months, the estimated donations tally of the northern chapter of our temple appears to be short several $1,000s again. I looked into it, and a little bird told me that Sasha, who's in charge of our flock there, may be straying.
I do believe, then, it would be to our benefit to visit this Sasha.
I will remind you that according to the logs, and he pulls out his little journal and he kind of opens it, and you see that it's written in hieroglyphs. Like, you have no clue what the fuck's written there. He says, she was one of the 3 of our acolytes that you were considering rising to the status of ghoul. She was very promising for a time, so perhaps there is some other explanation.
Perhaps we find out then.
I'm merely suggesting that we take the time to ascertain the whole situation before acting. I know you are angry right now.
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
I believe Master Hayden is here.
She turns around.
See his headlights in the front of the shop. They close. He doesn't come out of the car.
I'll be back. We're
Shall
going
I
to go
arrange
see
a
her.
meeting with Sasha?
Yes. Do
Very
that.
well, mistress. And thank you for the gift earlier.
Of course. And she goes out the front to go to the car.
As you're about to leave, he says, remember, the blood of a god runs in your body.
You're so fucking good, Samir. You know that, right? Bahari simply did not understand just how good you are.
My pleasure to serve, mistress.
Call Sasha.
Right away.
And she heads out towards the front, towards Hayden's car.
You open the door. He's sitting there. Did you just fucking hang up on me?
I did.
That was so hot. Get in.
I've got somewhere to go.
All right. We still have to talk about this Cassie Teddy situation. Have you talked to Teddy? Have you asked her what I need you to ask her?
Briefly, she had some other shit going on. You do know what you've done, right, Hayden?
Stirred the pot.
I had this boyfriend a while ago, like 10 years ago. And he was a real piece of work, and he really had some serious Freudian issues. Cassie would have loved to talk to this guy. But what he did, though, was
this
he
was
went
this the
all...
one that had a leg shorter than the other?
No, he was really great, actually. The short-legged guy, he was really nice. He wore a lift, you could never tell. But huge cock. But this guy I'm telling you about, what he did to me, though, is he went to all my friends, right? And he told them how much of a fucking bitch I am, which I am. Don't get me wrong. They knew that. That's why they were friends with me. But he told horrible lies about me and alienated me from all of them. And then he locked me in his house for 3 days and wouldn't let me leave. You're not gonna lock me in your house, Hayden, are you?
Fuck no, the Regent would kill you.
Do I have to worry about the nature of our relationship, Hayden?
No, not at all. Why are we going down that line of questioning? Because I told Cassie to be wary of you. That's what Cassie expected me to say. She called the Regent because she was worried about you. And she expected me to come down and say, yeah, if I'd have gone there and tried to placate her, she would have been like... Plus now we're going to see her true colors. We're going to see if she's going to fucking, come in here and tell you that I'm a fucking asshole and I'm talking behind your back, and then you know that she's your friend. And if she comes in here and she's just trying to sniff your armpits, then we got to get rid of her.
Then fucking say it.
Say what?
Say it.
What do you want me to say, Helena?
Tell me you love me.
If I tell you after you ask me to tell you, is it really going to be what you want to hear?
Then don't say it if you don't mean it.
I would think my actions would speak louder than whatever words I could say, but Helena, if you need to hear it, I love you. I'm in this. It is us. We are walking a very, very dangerous tightrope with a lot of very powerful people in this city. And I'm just trying to keep everything organized and going the way it's supposed to, and I'm putting a little bit of pressure here and taking a little bit of pressure off there and trying to keep things moving the direction we need them to go. We need them to go. I have fucking a lot on my mind. Because you're worrying about Cassie, who's got fucking 6 months of being a vampire on you. Not even. I'm worried about Charlotte Rojas, who's 1,000 fucking years old. So, I love you, Helena, if you need to hear it. If me fucking keeping the 1,000-year-old dragon off your fucking neck is not enough proof of that. And now, pretty please, can we get back to fucking making our shit fucking happen the way we want it to?
I gotta take care of something first.
It's fine. I got shit to do also. We'll meet back here before dawn.
All right. I think she'll walk up to him and she will kiss him.
I'll kiss you back.
It's almost chaste coming from her. Very simple, like any other couple. And she'll turn and she'll go back into the shop.
His car will take off. Samir will say, I've informed our people up north to make sure that Sasha doesn't stray too far. They'll keep us appraised of where she is if you wish to head out there.
Yeah, let's go.
Very well. I'll bring the car around.
All right. I think Helena will change, though. I think, like, right now she's probably in t-shirt and jeans. I think she gets into a dress, something long and imposing with a deep cut into the neckline.
I do wonder, what was Cassie up to? Because if you were going to see Helena or something like that, like, this would be a good time to do it. But I don't remember what you said you were going to be doing. Or I don't think you mentioned where you were going.
Do I know where Charlotte Rojas lives?
No. I mean, no, I don't think so. You could try to find out, but I mean, where a Primogen / Regent's haven is, that would be like...
I'm going to message Sunshine then.
Okay, so hold on to that for a second. I'll just finish with Helena then and be back. I was just wondering if you were heading there or something like that. So you will change into something, a proper attire for the intimidation of young Sasha. Anything else you would like to... Oh, do you bring Gilgamesh?
Yeah, she does. And does Helena have the ability to convey to Gilgamesh how angry she is?
Well, I was going to say that without even saying anything, you just kind of hear him slither up over you, slowly lower himself down from the rafters, wrap himself over around your shoulders and around your neck.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, she'll bring him.
You step out back. Samir's there with the vehicle. He comes out, opens the door for you. You sit in, and as you sit in, you realize that you're sitting exactly where Bahari was sitting the first time you met her, when she came here with Samir driving her, and she had you come out to meet her in her car. You're sitting in the exact same position that she was that night.
I think Helena very quietly says to herself, but I'm better. And she'll sit back and sort of hold on to Gil.
Samir pulls on his little leather driver's gloves. And you take off into the night. Speaking of the night, Cassie, you are, once again, strange how this keeps happening to you, alone somewhere off in the night. You don't know where Verena went. You no clue where Hayden went. How do you try to get in touch with Sunshine? I assume you might have his number still from back in the day.
Yeah, I did. I did have contact with him before, so I'm going to message him. Hi, this is Cassie. If you remember me, can we talk? ?
You send that message, and a second after you do, the payphone next to you, or just a little bit further down the ways from you, rings.
Cassie looks at it, and she will slowly walk towards it, kind of in tune with each ring. And as the ring echoes through the night, she's gonna pick it up. Hello?
Very dangerous to be talking on the phone these days.
Are we not talking on a phone right now?
Yeah, but this is a special phone that doesn't connect to anything else.
Oh.
We're still not gonna stay here all night. So, what exactly do you need, Cassie? This is really, 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 really not a good time.
Two things, if it's okay. I'll owe you one. If you could get any information on a kid named Charlie who started up with a cult in the city.
You have any more to go on than that? Because, that's not a lot.
He's kind of like an orphan foster kid, troubled. The cult is Egyptian in nature.
Did you talk to Helena about this?
Yeah. I think she's the head of the cult.
Hold on a second, and you kind of hear, he puts his hand over the phone and he talks to someone and he comes back. He's like, yeah, she is.
That's what I thought. So yeah, if you could find any information out about this kid, someone's looking for him.
Yeah,
And,
nothing else to go on. Just Charlie and part of Helena's.
I'm gonna take out the drawing that the guy had given me, and I'm gonna just kind of describe it to Sunshine.
It's like, yeah, look, I'm really visual. I'm terrible with this. Hold on. Can you see the little display on the phone? You know where it says to slide your card in and all that.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's the little faceplate flips over and you can see like a camera lens. It's like just to hold up the picture to that.
It's really weird.
And if you knew. All right, oh, that's gonna help. All right. Hey, who did this? They're pretty good.
Yeah, it's don't worry about it. You don't need to know about that.
All right, so I should worry about it then. Okay, people only say that when you should be worrying about it.
No, he's just like, he's not one of us. He's someone else.
You're being careful about the masquerade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Cassie, stay off the phones. There's something big that's happening, and communications are really dangerous right now. So if you need to talk to people, best you do it face-to-face for the foreseeable future.
I have the second request, if that's fine.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Could you tell CR that she needs to be careful of the sheriff?
CR. Oh, Cassie, my shit's Sudoku, man. What the fuck, CR? What is that?
I'm trying to talk in like riddles for you so that the people don't
Sudoku,
know.
Sudoku, darling. Sudoku.
I don't know numbers either. I was
okay.
a psychology major.
Can you give me another hint?
Red hair.
Oh, that's CR.
Yeah.
The big CR.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Have your people talk to her, but don't go through him.
Okay. I can do that. Just so we're clear, you owe me one, right?
Yeah, I owe you one.
Okay.
Don't make it weird, though.
Hey, my fucking name's Sunshine, darling. I'm all light and joy.
Okay, bye, and she hangs up.
You see a little message flash on the plate, turns around, and you see a little message flash. Hope you're okay. Take care. Stay off the phone.
I think Cassie waves into where she thinks the camera is. And she will kind of head out into the night. I think she's just going to wander, kind of hoping that Verena will pop back up. But if dawn approaches and there's no sign of Verena, she'll head back to her apartment.
Oakley dokley. Teddy. You walk across the half-empty, smoky, dimly lit bar, and you find Lee hanging out. He was keeping an eye out, watching you and Deacon talk, but not getting involved. As you approach, he says, twice in 2 nights. People are going to start thinking you need a membership card.
Okay. Is there anyone around us?
You could move somewhere that it would be...
I think she looks at him and says, maybe we could go somewhere a little more private.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, come over here.
She follows.
You go over, he opens the door. You walk in, you find yourself in what appears to be the custodial what the fucking closet.
Yeah, like the janitor's closet.
Yeah, it's not super small, like it's pretty big. Like there's, you know, like some room for some kegs of beer and some stuff. And there's like, you know, he reaches in and he pulls the cord and there's a little light bulb that lights up and he's like, sorry, that's the only thing I can think of. It's the only place I can think of.
Okay, you think I could see your phone?
Yeah, sure. And he goes around and pulls it out, hands it to you.
She opens the door and just chucks it out the door and then closes the door again.
I assume there's an explanation coming with that.
Yeah, don't use your phone. In fact, you should probably find it and burn it when we're done here.
Are you okay, Teddy?
I feel like that's a loaded question.
It's really not, Teddy. I'm literally just worried, and I'm just want to make sure you're okay. And if you tell me you're okay, I'll buy it. But I'd like you to tell me whether or not you're okay.
I'm not okay.
All right, cool. So at least that jives with what the vibe I'm getting. What's going on?
Well, let's start with you'll never guess who I ran into at Cassie's place earlier this evening.
I don't know, the prince.
No, but that's a strangely good guess, honestly, because apparently Cassie did see the prince recently, but that's, no, it's this horrifying creature that tried to kill you.
Lorena?
Yeah.
Lorena was at Cassie's?
Yeah, just, you know, playing with her plants like nothing was fucking wrong.
Is Cassie still alive?
Yeah, she's fine. They're friends, apparently. Verena saved her life.
He's really like things are shutting down in his brain. Like this makes zero sense to him. It's kind of like you just gave him proof that Santa Claus exists. He's like,
she slaps him.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I needed that.
Yeah, you looked like you did.
Yeah, sorry. I was just having some PTSD flashbacks of Verena rearranging my insides to the outsides of my body and then burying me alive in my own backyard. Do you remember when that happened? You remember that she lured me in by making herself look like you, right? You remember that, right?
Lee, how the fuck could I forget? Come on.
The fuck is Cassie doing with Verena?
I don't know, something. They went below Edgewater and there was some Ariadne chick down there that they had to use, what's the True Cross? I don't fucking know, to save the world. And fucking Verena apparently saved her life, and now I guess I'm just expected to be okay with her around. Not like I could really do anything, let's be honest.
Holy fuck, what's going on in your head? Is he going fucking crazy about this in your head?
I mean, he just kind of warned me to be careful that she was dangerous. Shit, I kind of already fucking knew.
Okay, so look. Cassie's crazy, right? She's a Malkavian. So...
Don't fucking say she's crazy.
No, but what I'm saying is that it's difficult for us to fully understand how she understands the world. So
I think she stands like uncomfortably close to him in this closet. I said don't fucking call her crazy.
It's not about that.
Find another word then.
All right, fine. Look, we all know that Cassie has a very unique and special point of view on the world around her.
See how much easier that was? It's very easy. Go on.
You're very close to me right now, and it's hard.
She slaps him again.
Okay, fine. Just fucking stop with the slapping.
I'm not fucking around, Lee. Go on. What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying that, you know, it may not make sense to us, but maybe it makes sense to Cassie, and we're not going to be able to understand it because of Cassie's unique and special viewpoint on the world. What we need to figure out, if anything, is what fucking Vorena wants. But this is where it's fun, because Vorena is fucking crazy. Like, Vorena's brain is fucking not wired the same way, I don't know, any human since Torquemada's brain has been wired. Right? So, like, I don't even know how we start fucking weaving this fucking basket of fuck-offery. Like, it's just...
Right, well, here's the catch. Okay, are you ready for this? Like, do you think you can digest it?
There's more.
Verena feels like the least of my fucking problems right now. Like, she's just a flea on the ass of my dog right now.
Oh, I'm gonna regret
Aegis?
this.
Do you remember those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What, are they trying to get you back? What's going on?
I wish it were that simple. They took Nora.
What?
They took her. They have her.
The fuck? What would Aegis... Oh, are they getting back at you?
I think maybe that's a part of it. But it's so much deeper than that, Lee. Apparently they want to get rid of us all. Like, Nora's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, we're all next.
Picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Okay, Aegis wants to kill all of us. I mean, I know they attacked us at that weird-ass motel out in fucking New Mexico.
I thought that was
Cassie.
They wanted Cassie for some reason, that she's some sort of key or something, is what Owen said. But now they've broken into the guys in the sewer, the Nosferatu. Apparently they've gotten into their systems. They've been researching us for years now. Apparently I was just some sort of fucking experiment while I was there.
Where do you get this information from? Like, I'm not doubting you. Where do you get all this information? That's a lot of fucking information. And if people above your pay grade don't have that information, how are you holding? How do you have it?
I saw someone from my past and had a chat with them. The same someone who came and warned me that they were coming and saved us. Maybe they lit a bed on fire, but I think that we're past that now.
Yeah, they lit a bed on fire, Teddy, with you in it. They knew what they were doing when they did that. And they kind of keep showing up just before Aegis does something terrible all the time. Have you considered that maybe he's the common denominator in a lot of this shit here?
I'm not stupid.
I know you're not stupid.
And I just... something inside of me, and I don't, it sounds fucking dumb of me, and I really don't care at this point. Something inside of me believes him. Something inside of me and my gut trusts him, and I trust that feeling. Why else would he tell me all of this? And just a second ago, bits of this were confirmed. Hyacinth said that there's been a leak in her clan, and
Teddy, I say this with all the respect and love in the world that I have for you. But if these guys are breaking into the Nosferatu network, quite literally, the most secure information network in the fucking world, do you think they don't know that Owen is talking to you?
I think she pulls out one of the burner phones. He gave me these to talk to him. One and
Guy
done.
from the company that's breaking into people's information network gave you
Look, I
phones.
have to fucking believe him. What else am I supposed to do?
He's not one of us. He's one of them. And even if he's not completely one of them, and even if he has feelings for you or whatever the fuck's going on with him.
Is that what this is about? Is
No,
this
it's
about your
not. That's
dick?
not what.
Is
Look,
that what
listen
this is about, Lee?
Listen, fucking listen to me for once, all right? Regardless of whatever's going on or the veracity of fucking his stance and his, when they come, if they are coming, as you say they are, and I totally believe you, when they come, it's going to be us and them. And the last time I checked, he's not one of us. And when they come down and they give him the fucking option to be shot or to do some other shooting, I'm just saying, Teddy, I'm just saying that there is a chain here and you are betting a lot on what is ostensibly the weakest link, which is someone who is not one of us, who works for them already. And I'm not saying that he's not true to you, but I'm saying that they goddamn well know what he's doing, and they are letting him do it. Unless right now he's bleeding somewhere on some floor with a couple of fucking bullets in the back of his head, they are letting him do it because they want him to do it. And Teddy, I don't know. I know what makes you special to me, but I don't know what makes you special to them. But there is something there. They kept you for so long, and then they let you go. Do you really think that a company like that could not have found you anytime they wanted? After what you did? There's something going on here, Teddy.
No fucking shit. But this is the thing. Let them come. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable at this point. I don't care about that. You not understand that they have Nora, and that's what I do care about. And if Owen is bullshitting me, then Owen is bullshitting me, but he actually gave me a fucking name to follow to find her, and that's all I fucking care about.
Okay, then let's do that. Let's follow and let's find her, but let's not involve him in it anymore. It's just a cutoff, just for safety. Because, Teddy, if they are onto you, if they are using you in some way, shape, or form, even without Owen's knowledge, to track your movements, to figure out who's around you, every person you talk to from our side is in danger. If they are watching you, you've brought them in here, and that's fine. We're getting out of here anyways. It doesn't really matter, but Teddy, you're one of the smartest fucking people I know. Your survival instinct is off the charts. You need to fucking start thinking like Teddy. You don't get to have the world you want here. You have to fucking get the world you can get. And that means being smart. This isn't a fucking fairy tale. You were not a princess in a fucking castle who got rescued by a fucking Prince Charming. This is not the world you want. You
What
have
is
to
the
fight
world
to
I
have to win.
want?
Then we gotta be smart. You gotta be smart like I know you can be.
Look, you're either in or you're not.
I am, but we gotta cut off any possible links to them. And look, Teddy, look me in the eyes here, okay? If when all this is over, it turns out that he was fucking right on the money the entire time, I will fucking eat my hat. And if your heart fucking comes alive when he's there more than when I'm there, I will fucking step the fuck out of the way. But for the sake of everybody else that's going to be involved in this, that is going to want to help you, Teddy and Nora, you have to cut that line, at least until shit's sorted out. You have to be smart. You have to be the Teddy that got out of their fucking grasp, and that's been... You gotta be the Teddy that fucking outsmarted that devil fucking Carter. I'm with you, but you have to be smart.
Right. Or in white. That's who we need to get to. There's a big party coming up, held by a lot of execs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard to get into that building. We're gonna need Owen to do that. We're walking into the Hornet's Nest regardless. I'm gonna be offering myself up to them on a fucking silver platter, Lee.
We're not gonna go there. You're right. The fucking fortress, it's the worst place. If they're gonna fucking be waiting for us, if it's a trap, that's exactly where it's going to be. So that's where we start changing the fucking layout of this entire sordid fucking affair. We're not gonna go there. He has to travel to get there from somewhere else. And that's where we're gonna get to him.
How do we figure that out? Where do we start? What do we... I feel lost.
He very, very hesitantly puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, I know things haven't been exactly great, and I know I really hurt you with what I did in New York. But you trusted me once. Really give me a few hours to look into something. I think I might have an idea, but I need to double check a few things. If my idea works, we might need Cassie. I mean, she's fucking out there saving the world anyways, right?
Yeah.
And we might need Verena.
Well, I mean, her and Cassie are buds, so...
Can you talk to her?
Yeah, I plan to go there next. Probably gonna turn in there, honestly. Maybe we can meet there tomorrow. I assume you're gonna need more time and the sun's gonna be up soon enough.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Just remember, just stay off the phone. She's thinking about the like 3 others that are sitting in her yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna go now. Yeah, exactly. I'll see you tomorrow at Cassie's.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Also, something's weird. Something weird's going on with Helena and that Hayden guy. I don't really know how deep it is yet or what, but
He's a fucking Tremere. Like, that's literally as far as you need to go, as far as depth goes. Like, you can't trust him.
right. Yeah. We'll figure it out. I'm sure.
Yeah. You know, we've been through worse. Well, no, but you know.
Just, maybe stay away from them if you see them.
Yep. And you be careful too.
Yeah. I think she kind of awkwardly pats his chest. See you tomorrow?
He just yeah. Someone's gonna need a bucket at some point, so might as well.
Right, exactly. And she just turns around and as she's leaving, she scoops that phone up and does a fake out throw into the burn bin as she's walking by it and tucks it into her jacket.
He watches you go as you head off into the night. And sorry, my friends, for my song going off there, but I switched scenes to fix something, and that's what happens when I switch over, because my stream deck sucks. We're going to take a break here, I think, is a good point for us to take a little break, my friends. And we'll be back very shortly. Please hang out with us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for all the bits, all the nations, all the fun chat. You're all super amazing. Hey, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Well, we took a tight 10 and fed the cats and played with a hammock, and that is not a euphemism. Or is it?
Double wink.
You never know. You never know with this bunch. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with us and having fun and keeping that chat alive and reacting to everything. It's why we do this. Why we do this. Well, I do that for all the big bucks, but yeah.
For the fame, baby.
The fame. For
micro celebrities, baby.
Right. Micro celebrities.
Micro celebrity.
Niche micro celebrities. As we return to our game, let's go and visit. So Teddy is going to be heading over to see Cassie, I believe. Okay. Let's go and take a ride up north. Further north into the city of Chicago, where Helena and Samir are driving over to meet Sasha. Now, Sasha is one of your earliest converts, that group of kids, the goth kids that you first kind of converted, half of whom you fed to your sire Bahari.
In a really traumatic way,
In
too.
a very traumatic way. She wasn't part of that group that got fed, obviously, because she's still around, but she's been around since then, and she was kind of taking care of the chapter up here up north and kind of branching out and all that. She's been with you a long time. She's always been really trustworthy. You really liked her. You were thinking of making her a ghoul and kind of bringing her up. She's been running things up here pretty well. So I'm guessing, where's your head at about all this as you are driving there and are just about to arrive at the meeting point?
She is considering the teachings of Lilith at the moment and what that means to Helena and what that effectively means for her following, and how can she bring her lamb back into the flock using those teachings.
Well, if nobody knows how to do that, it would be Helena. You pull up to small apartment building where she lives. So this is in a fairly residential area in the northern part of Chicago. It's a lot of two-story sort of city homes that line this nice shaded street. It was very quiet this time of night. It's like 3 a.m. maybe now or something like that. You pull up. Samir will pull up in front of one of these houses, and he'll say, "She should be in there. Her apartment's the one on the bottom floor, and the top floor is empty, so there should be nobody else in the house. Would you like me to go in first and verify that everything is okay?"
No, I'm fine.
Do you want me to go with you?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
He opens the glove box, takes a gun out, checks that it's loaded, puts it under his jacket, buttons up, comes out, opens the door.
Helena steps out with Gil around her neck.
She has supposedly been spreading a story around here that she has an aunt who visits her sometimes and who's filthy rich. So if anyone sees us coming or going tonight, we should be covered.
Excellent. Well,
walk up the steps to the door. They'll ring the doorbell. A couple of moments later, the curtain in the window in the door sort of pulls aside, and you see Sasha. And again, you're very fond of her. You remember her from back in the day. Give me a empathy plus.
Oh, okay.
Give me an empathy plus perception roll.
I would love to do that for you.
And proceed.
What's my target?
Your target's gonna be 6.
Okay, I got 3 successes, no ones.
6.
Yeah.
The number of the Helena. She seems very nervous. Right away, as soon as you see her, she's like kind of smiling and trying to put on kind of a brave face kind of thing, but you can tell that she opens the door and she's like, "Mistress, please come in." She backs out. You can tell as you walk in, you can see all the she has decorated this place. First of all, this is definitely kind of place she wouldn't have been able to afford before she worked with you, and that's fine. Like the people that are kind of higher up in your group do have some money and whatnot, so it's not like this place is like, oh my god, she's been stealing money and she wouldn't be able to afford this. Like, the place is fine. There's a lot of decorations of Egyptian motif stuff. You can see a lot of images of Set, things of that nature, which is fine also. Beautiful carpets that line the hallway, and it's one of those apartments that gets like a long hallway and then it's got rooms sort of on either side. You walk in, Samir closes the door behind you. She's like, please, let's maybe go into the living room, and she move forward and into the living room. When you walk in, again, you see it's, tastefully appointed, beautiful carpet, couple of nice sofas, again, books on Egyptian mythology and lore, ancient paintings and whatnot. All of it obviously not the real thing, like she doesn't have that kind of money sort of thing. Nothing you see in the house so far screams, I've been stealing money from you and buying nice shit for myself, just so you know.
Okay.
So I didn't know to prepare something, if you wanted something to drink or whatnot, but
Oh, no, we're not gonna be here long, Sasha. Let's sit together, though.
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Sin. When you sit down, she kneels on the floor right next to where you're sitting.
I think she pats the seat next to her.
She is a little taken aback, but she gets up and she sits next to you, and she does that thing where she sits down and then realizes she's kind of close and then kind of readjusts and, like half cheeks over a little bit.
I think Helena scoots a little closer to her, and she takes her hands in both of her hands and sort of clasps them.
It's such an honor to receive you in my home. It's such a pleasure. I didn't expect this visit. You honor me in my home. I feel the blessing of Set come down and fill this place with this darkness. It's very moving, Mistress, and I thank you so much. I'm not worthy of your presence like this.
Sasha, it is so good to see you, and to see you doing well. But I have a concern. I'm sure you can imagine why I'm here.
I have the numbers. I thought the recruitment numbers were pretty good. We've been keeping pace with everybody else. It's, with university in full swing, we're reaching out to a lot of a bit of a younger crowd these days. It's maybe not the level of influence you're looking for, but the way I see it, we are getting them early. These people that are going to become the new leaders and the new venture capitalists and the new bankers, and then I figured maybe getting more of the university crowd, for example, and then they go back to their cities and sort of spread the word. So I thought maybe that would be a yes.
She's gonna go turn back to look at Samir. What was the number difference?
$7,500 3 months ago, $8,273 last month, $7,481 this month. Approximately 10% of each month's take.
I'm concerned. She looks back at Sasha.
Oh, you mean the donations?
Yeah.
They simply, but this is the problem. A lot of these university students don't have a lot of money. So, like I said, we're kind of sowing seeds that are going to bear fruit later. Right now, they don't have a lot, but we're getting them early, and later, when we're going to have a much stronger hold on them. So, I'm sorry. I mean, if you want, I'll just reassess and sort of go back to targeting more established members of the community, if you want, if that's.
I see. Sasha, I adhere to a certain level of teachings, certain guidelines in my life that I find very important. Right. And these guidelines have gotten me to this place now. You can imagine. And mistakes happen. Sometimes we don't reach the goals that we would like to reach. However, we have to sometimes pay that debt in other ways.
I'm not 100% sure I follow, Mistress.
Helena's going to sit up and she's going to hand Gil over to Samir.
Samir takes him, very comfortable with him. Moves all over him, goes around his neck.
And I think that she's going to go ahead and stand up and offer a hand to Sasha to also stand up.
She'll take your hand, stand up. When she does, you're holding her hand, you're very close to her. Give me a go ahead and give me a wits and give me an empathy roll again. A wits and empathy roll.
Okay. What am I?
You're gonna be looking for sevens.
Okay, I have a 1. Can I use? No, I can't use my night move for that because I have.
No, a night move will cancel like a botch if you have more ones than.
Okay, I have 2 successes and 1.
As she stands up and you're holding her hand and you get close to her, you realize something. You realize that she's a ghoul.
Interesting. Have you been visiting with anybody else?
What do you mean, mistress?
Has anybody come by who might be very beguiling to you, Sasha?
Other than you?
Other than me?
Count me out.
Who is it?
Well, if you hurt me or kill me, you're not gonna find out.
I don't want to hurt you.
I don't trust that. There is someone who has taken interest in you. Someone, I think, who sees themselves sitting in your seat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This wouldn't happen to be a sister of mine, is it, Sasha?
Are you referring to Francis?
Mm-hmm.
No. In fact, I'm not even 100% sure that they're followers of our Dark Lord.
Interesting. That is so fucking interesting.
I can help you. I can help you get to them.
Can you?
I am. I've been very careful these past few months, building trust with them.
Drinking their blood?
I was tricked into doing this. This person is very skilled in the arts of domineering another's mind. I did not even recall doing this until it was too late.
Helena looks back at Samir.
Samir's
The
just
ball.
staring at her, rubbing the head of Gilgamesh.
The Bali.
Perhaps, but they've been very quiet. Whatever happened in the Undercity a few weeks ago with your friend seems to have taken a lot of the wind out of their sails. The last information I had was that their numbers were dwindling and falling apart and that they were having difficulty holding it together. I think they're probably too busy keeping their heads low. I mean, we shouldn't discount it, but they are, however, not known for being particularly adept at the arts of domination.
Interesting.
As far as I know, this person is K-Tiff. At least they've not claimed to belong to any of the clans, mistress.
Well, that's just fine.
They said they saw a lot of themselves in you, and a lot of you in themselves, and that they had watched your rise and had watched your path and had decided that their words, not mine, mistress. If you could do it, so could they.
Nobody can do what I'm fucking doing. Samir, do you have a knife by chance?
Of course, mistress. And he reaches in his thing and pulls out a butterfly knife.
She just extends her palm to him where she had cut previously.
He cuts you right there.
I need you to know that I am not making you a ghoul right now, Sasha, because I particularly think you deserve it. This betrayal will not go unnoticed.
I understand that, but I hope that you will take into consideration that I did it for you.
You stink like someone else. And she's going to take Sasha's face and sort of grab it if she lets her, and drip the blood into her
She
mouth.
lets you do it. She, in fact, grabs your hand and, like, very greedily gulps at it, very greedily drinks the blood. You can tell that she's super hooked on it, so she's definitely has had it several times before. You find you have to push her away, like, really, and Samir almost has to step in because she's just not willing to let go. Blood's running down her chin, on her mouth, and staining her shirt, and she's just like an addict, like, just inches away from a fix.
Say goodbye to your little pad here.
I'm sorry, mistress?
I'm taking you with me.
Where are we going?
We're going to my shop.
Very well. Can I take a few affairs? Will I be returning?
You'll return in the morning. But I just want to know if whoever has sought you out and has been watching me is going to come for you. Every night, I want you at my shop. You're going to watch it. You're going to work for me. You'll be on my payroll. Officially on my payroll. I want someone to know that you're there. Because I need to know who it is.
Whatever your dark heart desires, mistress.
Excellent. Get in the fucking car.
She hustles. Amir's like, I could extract information from her.
You're on babysitting duty, Samir. I'm sorry to do that to you, but I have other shit to take care of.
Whatever your dark heart desires, mistress.
You're the best.
Thank you, mistress. And he will extend his arm, and Gilgamesh will roll back out onto your shoulders.
Helena will take him, and can she close that wound without expending blood on that? Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
So small. So little. And she'll go out to the car with Sasha and Samir and go back to the store.
You ride in silence. The smell of your blood permeates the car. Sasha seems comfortable now.
Good.
Meanwhile, Cassie, as you return home from perambulating, trying to get your thoughts in order, is there anything you would have done before getting home?
I think she would have stopped to get a hot dog at the 7-Eleven that she used to work at.
You go in, grab a hot dog. You don't recognize the kid behind the counter. He's talking to another kid who works there. And he says, I know, apparently it's a thing. These guys, they've been walking into 7-Elevens and just fucking attacking the people staying behind. Apparently they bite them and everything. Something about best barbecue in town or whatever. It's like this TikTok thing. They're making videos of it, and I don't know where it started, but I'm kind of afraid of being out here alone now.
Should get a gun.
That'd be illegal.
I'm not the cops.
Oh. Hey, didn't you used to work here?
Cassie just slides the hot dog.
The kid goes, see, there is life after 7-Eleven, man. Yeah, provided you don't fucking get eaten working at one. Jesus. It's on the house. Employee discount.
Cool. Thanks.
As you look around, you notice the place is super spotless, super clean. You take a look at the bathrooms that used to house, like, passed out junkies and whatnot. Fucking spick and span, brand spanking new. Everything's been remodeled. Brand new lighting everywhere. Fresh coat of paint, clean floors.
Cassie just kind of her lip turns up. She's like, fuck. There goes my supply. Should have find somewhere else to feed on junkies.
They're not gonna have trouble.
Yeah, but 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven's home.
7-Eleven junkies hit different.
I do. Something about that hot dog aroma.
Like gas station sushi. You head back to the house. Teddy, you've been there for a little while. You're kind of getting nervous because the sun's going to come up almost any time now, and Cassie hasn't returned, and you haven't seen Verena or anybody else either, but a few moments later you catch a whiff of hot dog, and upwind from you is Cassie coming back, maybe giving a little burp.
She the hot dog stuffed halfway into her mouth as she is turning and closing her apartment door, and she looks over. Hey.
I think Teddy's just been in there pacing with Prince on the floor doing one of these. And she's just gonna grab a hold of you and give you a super tight hug. Are you okay?
I got a hot dog. And she'll hold out the hot dog for you to have some.
Thanks for the offer. I think I'll pass.
Prince seems pretty excited by the hot dog.
She'll give Cassie will take another bite and then toss it over to Prince.
Super excited.
I didn't think you'd be back. Is everything? Are you going to stay here tonight?
Yeah. If that's okay with you, is that okay with you?
Yeah, I think Verena is she disappeared into the night after who showed up. So yeah, it won't be awkward.
Who showed up?
Hayden.
Oh, do you have your phone on you by chance?
Yeah, and she'll take it out of her pocket and hold it out to you.
Does Cassie have a microwave?
I'd imagine so. It's a new apartment. Yeah.
Probably never used it, but
no.
Yeah. She puts your phone in the microwave and turns it on.
Still on it. I think Cassie stands there, doesn't question it, just stands there and watches as her phone gets microwaved.
It's just zapping in there, threatening to crack the glass at any moment. Yeah. So, no phones. Phones are bad right now. Why did Hayden show up?
So he tried to warn me about Helena.
Okay.
I don't know. There is this. I kind of did something. One of my, the things that we can do. We're all not really quite right, but he's not really right.
How so?
I don't know. I saw these webs, these threads weaving constantly. It was like he was planning something, like there was plans, and he was just constantly shifting it to account for every variability that just everything that was happening. And then I saw something else. I think this was more of an omen than anything. I saw him grab a snake. The threads had formed into snakes, and he grabbed one. And it just poof into smoke, and then the smoke just covered his arm. Like it was becoming one with him.
Do you think this has something to do with Helena and this cult?
I think that Helena and Hayden are up to something. And I think the cult is a pretty integral part of it.
Yeah, but that imagery seems even deeper than that. The snake dissolving into him.
What do you think?
Maybe Helena's not the one using Hayden.
You think he's using her?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of been like her errand boy for so long now, right? And he's this big bad Sabbat hunter now turned sheriff all of a sudden.
Doesn't make sense why he would choose her of all people.
Yeah, just, some scamp off the street that got turned and never was expected to live, We were all just cannon fodder.
I may have done something. I talked to, I don't know if you remember Sunshine, the Nosferatu.
Did she know Sunshine, Bleak?
Yeah, I think in the beginning you would have run him because he was an Oraculi, right? He was Drax's Oraculi, so you would have known him back then.
Okay,
He's, one
all
of
right.
the mid-ranking Nosferatus.
All right. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Because I had texted Nicola asking to get an audience with Charlotte, and then that's when Hayden showed up. He had showed up at her behest. I had asked Sunshine to get a message to her to make sure that Hayden didn't know about it, to tell her not to trust him.
Why would she send Hayden to talk to you?
He's the sheriff, I guess. He's like her right hand or something. Found it weird he showed up within almost minutes, really, of me texting Nicola.
Something smells fishy there, if I'm being honest. I mean, why couldn't she just take a couple minutes to hear you out?
Unless he's... And Cassie kind of looks at her phone in the microwave. Maybe we don't have to worry about other people, right? Maybe it's our own people, too, that we have to worry about.
So Nosferatu have been compromised.
Yeah, Sunshine was a little peeved at me for trying to contact him over the phone. They got these really weird payphones set up. It has like a camera in it. It was really weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't.
Archaic. A payphone in Chicago.
Yeah, it was. I messaged him and the payphone started ringing, and then there was like a camera. It flipped. I don't know. I guess that's their way of getting around whatever compromise happened, or at least for now.
It's ages.
What are they after?
Everything.
Oh,
Power. I mean, what else does a major corporation want?
so are they like hunting us, or
Yeah, I think so.
is that why all the bigwigs have gone underground?
Maybe. I don't even know how much they know, or God, who else could be infiltrated at this point? That's why I'm questioning everything right now. But they took Nora, and that's all I really care about, if I'm being honest.
Why would they
I mean,
take
there's always
Nora?
going to be some big bad out there trying to usurp all the power they can. It's the constant war, right? It's always happening, whether it's in front of our faces or in the shadows, but I don't know, this feels personal.
Do you think it is? Do you think that they took her because of her connection to you?
Yeah, I think they do. Or did. Yeah.
Do you think it's a trap? Do you think they're trying to lure you to them?
I don't know. I mean, it would make sense. I got away as much as they let me. Apparently, I was just some fucking experiment. Like they were analyzing me, watching me,
Maybe
learning.
Maybe they didn't factor in you as a person, though. You know, you got away, but they let you get away the first time, but the second time,
I guess
maybe they
the
didn't
second
account for
time,
that.
I was just lucky, you know?
Maybe they don't see it that way. Maybe they see you as a threat now. They realize that they let you out. They let you go. Now they're regretting that.
Good. I want to make them regret it. So fucking bad.
So what do we do now? To get Nora back?
To Lee and some of the other anarchs. I gave them a heads up on what's happening, what I think is happening. They're going to ask around a bit, talk to some people. I saw Owen. That's how I know everything. Lee brought up a decent point, as much as I don't want to admit it to myself, that Owen could just be baiting me, feeding me lines to bring me back, but it didn't feel like that.
I mean, if you've been alone with Owen and you've been in contact with him, he's had enough chances now to take you back.
I mean, I think back to that time when he could have shot me and he didn't. And I don't know, there's just something about the way he looked at me, the way he spoke to me. I want to trust him. Stupid as that might sound.
What does your instincts tell you?
That he's here to help.
I think you should trust them. They haven't led you astray yet.
It all goes back to this Oren White guy and this big fucking party. This shit that Helena wants to involve me in. She said she has some sort of connection in there. But maybe we could catch him before the party. Because if anyone knows where Nora is, it's that fucking guy. And maybe we could use Helena to make them think we're doing something else.
Kind of distract them from what we're really after.
Yeah.
If these guys are after all of us, I think we're all going to make it a whole lot easier for them if we're all at each other's throats.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm with you regardless. Whatever help you need, we'll get Nora back. We'll figure out what the fuck this Orin guy wants. Figure out what Helena wants.
I think we definitely have some planning to do. And I think that you and I should come up with something solid. I mean, Lee's gonna meet us here tomorrow. He should be here when the sun sets shortly after. Maybe he'll have more news.
As you say that, you realize it's getting really late. The sun's going to come up very soon. And as that comes to your mind, you notice it's actually gotten quite dark. You realize it's pitch black outside. You can't see outside beyond the window. The lights in the apartment have begun to dim. You see shadows in the room starting to lengthen, starting to grow, starting to darken. Light that's in the kitchen goes out. Soon you are in just this little bubble of light from the one light in the living room. This darkness is starting to spread around you. Meanwhile, across the city. Before we get to that, I want to say huge thank you, huge shout outs to Just Us, who dropped 5 subs. Thank you so much, Just Us. And then Warlord the Noob, who dropped 1,000 bits, so giving each of you guys 2 night moves, and then dropped 10 subscriptions and subscribed themselves. So thank you, Warlord, so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Just Us. Also, and everybody else who's donated bits tonight, and just people who hang out too. It's great. Like, you know, we do this for, you know, because we like people having a good time watching our shows, and we greatly appreciate all the support and all the love you're showing here tonight, especially to these amazing players that we have here. We're absolutely blessed and so lucky to have such great fucking performers at our table, and so thank you so much for all of the support, my friends. You get home, Helena. What do? You get home. Samir and Sasha are with you.
I'm gonna ask Samir. Hayden's gonna be here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you two mind having a chat down in the basement?
Me and Hayden?
No.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'll take care of it. Warlord, another 5 subs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, subs. Keeping the lights on in here. You and Varl. Man, appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Sorry for interrupting you. Little Bones. To give some mad props. Absolutely no problem. He will take Sasha downstairs. He'll look at you kind of like, are you asking me to go and take her out, or you really want me to just kind of keep her occupied?
Just keep her occupied for now. Let Hayden and I get up to the apartment, and then just keep an eye on the store.
Right. Gotcha. So he'll go down, he'll take her down with him. You get a text from Hayden, says like 5 minutes.
She's going to go upstairs. She's going to keep this very slinky, well-fitting dress on and sort of freshen up a little and sort of lounge on her couch, and she'll text him back and let yourself in. Lock the door behind you.
A few minutes later, you'll see his BMW pull up, the lights come out, he steps out, and then you get a text. I don't want to talk inside. I'm afraid it might be compromised.
She groans at this, and we'll go downstairs to see him. And she'll go outside.
He's over there leaning against his car. Did you sort out your issues?
I discovered another issue by sorting out that issue.
Another issue.
I have a fan. Somebody who is trying to keep my followers on a leash. Somebody who thinks they can be just like me.
Guess it was inevitable. Do we know who?
Not yet, but Samir's helping figure that one out. Why don't you want to talk inside?
Word's going around that I don't know, the government or some company, security company working for them might be listening in on us. The Nosferatu Information Network got compromised. We have to stay away from phones. We have to stay away from any place that we're known to frequent because they might have bugs or I don't know. There's a lot going on right now. We're probably gonna have to have your place swept. Bradley.
Okay.
One more night moves for everyone. Thanks, Bradley.
Okay. That's kind of a pain in the dick, but understandable. The government?
Yeah, apparently there's some company out there, somebody called Aegis.
Oh, fuck.
What do you know about them?
Remember when shit got fucked up? You know, when I was trying to get back to Chicago from New York?
Oh, in New Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
That was them?
Yeah.
Are they after you? Well...
No, not me, our kind, but within that group of people, not me specifically. I don't think so, at least. I don't give a fuck about them until now, I guess.
Then who? What?
Teddy for sure.
Teddy?
She's got ties to them.
Teddy's got ties to this company.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation. And do I know that they were specifically looking for Cassie?
I don't know.
I don't think Helena necessarily knows that.
I think Teddy would have shared it with you and Cassie. At that point in time, yeah.
And Cassie is some important thing to them. I don't know.
What the fuck is it with you guys?
It's not me.
Like, since the beginning, there's been something wonky, like the way you were embraced, the way you were left at our doorstep, the way you were fucking Teddy's connected with these guys. Now they wanted Cassie. Now, the fuck is it?
Listen, I don't fucking know. I wanted to go to the club that night. I wanted to dance, have a couple drinks, go home. Now we're here.
Yeah. Now we're here, and we're going to have to move up the timetable because I think things are starting to slip out of our control a little bit.
Yeah, you're probably right. And we need you to take control.
Right. Okay, I think it's time I let you in on something.
All right.
I wasn't lying to you, Helena, when I said that all I ever wanted was your heart. And he looks over his shoulder, and you can see there's somebody else in the car. And you recognize the Loic, the whip of Klein Tremere. And he's got a little jar, an earthenware jar in his hands. And Hayden says, I'll explain everything. And Loic reaches into the jar with a sharpened piece of wood and presses it in, and as he does, you feel a sharp pain in your chest, right where your heart should be. You feel stiffness start to radiate through your body. Your limbs get frozen. Your throat constricts. Hayden catches you as you're falling. I'm going to tell you a few things, Helena. I'm going to tell you a few secrets. I'm the only Tremere in the Chantry here, in Chicago. And as he's talking, he rolls up his sleeve and he cuts his wrist. All the others are a group of people that Charlotte has assembled. Charlotte is also not Tremere. He brings his wrist to your lips and his blood rolls down your throat as you lay there paralyzed in his arms. Originally, they wanted your sire. I convinced them to take you instead. I'm sure that you'll recognize in a few nights' time that I saved your life. Welcome to our little family, Helena said. A few little formalities we have to go through before we give you control of your body back, but we will. Because we need you, Helena. We need you with us. And he pulls his hand away and his blood drips down your throat, settles into your body that is frozen stiff. He licks the wound and it closes. He brushes the hair away from your forehead. And he says, I do love you. But now Charlotte needs to talk to you.
Fuck.
And he kisses your forehead. And he picks you up, and Lloyd comes around the side, and you open the back door, and they slip you in the back seat. He gets in, and he says, I'm not even going to ask you where you hid my heart. That's so you know that you're safe. And he starts up the car. Back at the house, Cassie's apartment. This darkness has started to envelop you, the two of you. What do you do?
I think Teddy gets very close to Cassie and she's going to call forth her eyes of the beast to be able to see through the darkness.
And as you do, your eyes adjust to this unnatural darkness, and you see a shape sitting in the chair across from you.
Do I recognize this shape, Bleak?
You've never seen this shape before.
Okay.
Hello?
I think the claws start to grow from her fingertips, and she kind of takes on this more bestial stance at Cassie's side, kind of hunkering down.
You hear a very gentle voice coming from the shadows. The shadows start to move, push back, light comes back into the room. See a man sitting in the chair across from you. He's wearing a simple black tunic. He's got a beard, long hair, tied back. He says, I can see why Carter liked you.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm glad I finally get to meet you. Two of you. My name is Santiago, Cardinal of the Sabbat. And I've been waiting a very long time to meet you, my little lights. And on that note, my friend,
Fuck you, Bleak.
Ah, yeah! Hell yeah!
and on that note, my friends, we will end tonight's episode of Lights, episode 3, which was called Damocles.